So, Carlos, you're essentially claiming that Peru defaulted on sovereign debt, and that would ban it from joining the OECD. Explain to us a little bit what the problem is here, because many of our viewers don't know what the issue is.
Right. Back in the 1960s and 70s, the Peruvian government at the time, the military government, expropriated 23 million acres of land, of agricultural land, which is, equivalent to the state of Indiana. And because of the expropriation, they issued bonds, to those who had been expropriated. Unfortunately, the government has, never paid those bonds, and 20, 30, 40 years later, the bondholders are still asking for those bonds to be paid, and they haven't.
So how much money are we talking about, and does Peru have the wherewithal to pay it out?
Well, we're talking about, at most, about $5 billion, $6 billion, which is 2 percentage points of GDP. Now, if you think about this, the debt to GDP ratio of Peru is only 24.7%, which is, very, very little in comparison to other countries of the same size and the same wealth, which is between 40 and 60% debt to GDP ratio. So this would only add a couple of percentage points to that ratio. Every year, Peru, when it comes to the capital markets, it issues around that amount without any trouble whatsoever.
We actually have that chart, Peru's debt as a percentage of GDP, and you can see it's obviously low. Very low,
yes.
The question here, though, is for many, can the current government be held accountable for a decision that was made during the military dictatorship?
Mm-hmm. That's a very good question. In 2001, the Constitutional Tribunal said very clearly that these bonds were good, they needed to be paid, and that they represented an imminent responsibility of the Peruvian state, not a government, the Peruvian state as such. So definitely any government, of Peru must pay this debt.